You ever feel like there's a battle going on inside your own head? Like there are two totally different people in there, both trying to grab the steering wheel? Well, today we're going to dive into this really powerful model from a world-leading psychiatrist, Professor Steve Peters, that explains exactly what is going on up there. It's a framework that's helped top athletes and CEOs master their inner world. So let's get into the blueprint for your brain.
So this is Professor Peters talking about the snooker legend Ronnie O'Sullivan. And just imagine this, you're in the middle of a world championship match. You're one of the greatest players of all time, and you just quit, right in the middle of it all. He shook his opponent's hand and just walked out. The emotional pressure got so intense that his brain literally hit the eject button. What Ronnie O'Sullivan talked about later is something I think we can all, really relate to. He said, "Now I get it. There were two of me." You see, there was the part of him that wanted to play snooker, that loved the game, and then there was this other incredibly powerful voice that he just couldn't get a handle on. And this explainer is all about understanding that exact inner conflict.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll unpack that battle inside your head. Then, we're going to meet the three brains that are driving all your actions. After that, we'll learn how to manage the most powerful one, how to program your mind for success, and finally, how you can become your own mindset doctor. Right, so that two of me feeling that Ronnie had, that is the absolute heart of Professor Peters' model. It's that clash between the person you truly want to be and those powerful, emotional, and sometimes, destructive impulses that just seem to take over. And understanding this isn't about blaming yourself at all. It's about getting the actual blueprint to your own mind.
So, how does the mind actually work? Well, Professor Peters simplifies it into three separate systems. They're all working together, or sometimes they're working against each other. Just think of it like your own inner troupe. You've got the human, the chimp, and the computer.
Let's break this down a bit. First up, you've got the human. Now that's the logical, rational part of you. It thinks with facts, with evidence. But here's the catch. It's kind of slow. Then there's the chimp. This is your emotional machine. It's impulsive, can be a little paranoid, and it's basically designed for survival. And it is fast. And finally, you've got the computer. Think of this as your hard drive of habits and beliefs. It runs on pure autopilot, and it is lightning fast.
So this speed difference is absolutely crucial. Your emotional chimp reacts about 4 times faster than your logical human can even figure out what's going on. I mean, this is why you can go from totally calm to full-on road rage in a split second. And your automatic computer? It's even quicker. That's why an emotional outburst or a bad habit can completely hijack you before you even have a chance to think about it.
And this is a perfect illustration of how powerful these systems are. For his Olympic gold medal ride, the cyclist Sir Chris Hoy had to train himself to completely switch off his overanalyzing human brain and his anxious chimp brain. He needed to get into pure computer mode, just this state of perfect programmed autopilot where he was so in the zone he literally forgot where he was until he crossed that finish line. Incredible!
Okay, so if the chimp is that fast and that powerful, how in the world do you actually deal with it? Now this is key. You can't control it. No way. But what you can do is learn to manage it.
Professor Peters uses this brilliant analogy. He says to think of your chimp like a dog that you own. The dog isn't you, right? But you are 100% responsible for it. If your dog goes and bites someone, you don't beat yourself up for being a bad person. No, you apologize. And then you work on training and managing that dog better. It's a skill model, not an excuse model.
So here are the rules of engagement, basically. First, and this is the big one, you have to separate yourself from your chimp. You've got to realize its emotional reactions are just part of a natural survival system, but its advice is often totally unhelpful in our modern world. And look, when the chimp gets out, and it will, the goal is simple. Be kind to yourself, take responsibility, and just focus on strengthening a better response for the next time it happens.
Now, how do you manage the chimp really effectively? Well, the secret lies in that third system, the computer. This is where all your programmed beliefs and habits are stored. It's basically the software that tells your chimp how to react.
This is incredible. Just think about this. In just 1/5 of a second, before your chimp can even have a full-blown emotional meltdown, it checks in with the computer to see what belief it holds about whatever's happening. This means the beliefs you've programmed into your computer are the single most important factor in how you automatically react to life.
But here's the thing, not all beliefs are created equal. Professor Peters makes this really crucial distinction. He calls them gremlins and goblins. Gremlins are those unhelpful beliefs you can actually challenge and remove with new evidence. But goblins are different. These are beliefs forged from deep trauma, and you often can't just remove them. You have to learn to manage them. You see, our emotional brain develops years before our logical, human brain. This means a traumatic event in early childhood can create what is essentially a damaged circuit before we even have the ability to think rationally. So trying to just get rid of a goblin is like asking a computer to fix its own broken hardware. It's just not possible. That circuit was built for survival in that moment. Our job now isn't to try and break it, but to accept it's there and build new, stronger pathways around it.
Okay, so let's put all of this together into some actual actionable steps. How can you start applying this model to build a better relationship with your own mind, starting right now?
It all starts with this one fundamental belief that almost every single high performer holds: radical acceptance. You see, your chimp is constantly screaming about how life should be. It demands fairness. But the human, your rational brain, it accepts what is. By just accepting that life isn't fair and that, yeah, things will go wrong, you stop wasting all that energy fighting reality and you can move straight into a plan of action.
So here's a simple 3-step process to reinforce your computer first. First, you have to define the real you. Write it down, the person you want to be. That is your human. Second, when you feel that anxiety or anger bubbling up, learn to recognize it for what it is. It's just interference from the machine. It's not the real you. And third, you have to actively work to reinforce the beliefs of the person you want to be, gathering evidence and experiences that prove those new beliefs are true.
Ultimately, what this whole model gives you is an incredibly powerful tool, the tool of separation. It lets you step back from the heat of the moment and get some real perspective. So the next time you feel that emotional hijack starting to take over, just pause for a second and ask yourself this one question. Is this really me reacting, or is this just my chimp? That single question, I promise you, can change everything.